today I learned about the passing of late Dr. Diane Zeller, one of the key founders of a Jewish organization called Kulanu. Kulanu is the Hebrew word for all of us. Years ago, when I was on a bus in London, in North London, I met a lady from Holland who talked about an organization called Kulanu. So she jotted down the website details and urged me to go and read the articles on that particular website. She also urged me to get in touch to share my view on what was claimed on that particular website. There was a particular section that talked about my community having a Jewish heritage. So over the years, I developed a relationship with the founders of Kulanu. That included interaction with the late Dr. Diane Zeller and Dr. Jack Zeller. It was always a conversation full of rich history and culture. And indeed, I learned so much from Dr. Diane. And today, I want to pay tribute to her dedication to Jewish communities around the globe. Indeed, for her lobbying and advocacy for survivors of genocide in the African Great Lakes. Today, I just thought that just to record an illustrative, symbolic kind of tribute, we just put together a story that kids can listen to learn about the values of late Dr. Diane Zeller. So without any further ado, I will go ahead and share the story.
The Weaver of the World, the story of Diane Zeller. Long ago, in a world that felt both big and small, lived a woman named Diane. She was a scholar of history who believed that the Jewish people were like a great, sprawling garden. Most people only saw the flowers in their own backyard, but Diane knew that if you traveled far enough, you would find beautiful, rare blossoms blooming in every corner of the earth. She dedicated her life to finding them and making sure they were never forgotten. Diane didn't walk this path alone. Beside her was her husband, Jack. Together, they looked toward Ethiopia, where a community of Jews had lived for thousands of years, dreaming of returning to their spiritual home. Diane and Jack joined a group called the AAEJ, working tirelessly to tell the world their story. They knew that a family isn't truly whole if any of its members are left behind. Diane was an expert in African history. She used her knowledge like a key to unlock doors that had been closed for centuries. While some people doubted the stories of ancient Jewish communities in distant lands, Diane found the proof in the songs they sang, the traditions they kept, and the histories they whispered. She proved that the roots of the Jewish people grew deep into the soil of many nations. In 1994, Diane and Jack helped found an organization with a very special name, Kulanu. In Hebrew, Kulanu means all of us. It was a promise to the world that no matter how isolated a community was, they were part of the family. Diane became a bridge builder, connecting people across oceans and mountains through letters, visits, and unwavering support. Diane traveled to Uganda to meet the Abayudaya. She sat with them under the bright African sun, listening to their beautiful melodies. She saw how they practiced their faith with such devotion and joy. Diane didn't just study them, she loved them. She made sure the rest of the world knew that in the hills of Uganda, the light of their tradition burned brightly. Her heart traveled even further. She reached out to the Lemba in Zimbabwe, who carried ancient traditions in their DNA, and the B'nai Menashe in India, who had traveled across Asia but never forgot who they were. Diane recognized their faces as part of the Jewish tapestry. To her, diversity wasn't a puzzle to be solved, but a masterpiece to be celebrated. Diane also looked for the Anusim, those whose ancestors had been forced to hide their identity long ago. She helped them find the threads of their heritage that had been tucked away in secret basements and quiet family stories. She showed them that even after hundreds of years, the door was always open for them to come home. People called Diane's hospitality legendary. Her home was a place where there was always an extra chair and a warm meal. It didn't matter where you came from or what language you spoke. At Diane's table, you were family. She believed that the best way to understand someone was to share a meal and a story. Diane was also a fighter. She used her sharp mind to argue that these distant communities should be officially recognized by religious leaders. She wrote papers and spoke at conferences, insisting that Jewish meant many colors, many cultures, and many paths. She wouldn't stop until everyone was seen and respected for who they were. In 2011, Diane and Jack made their own journey home, making Aliyah to the city of Jerusalem. From her window, she could see the ancient stones of the city she loved. Diane passed away, but her work continues. She left behind a world that is more colorful, more inclusive, and more connected, a beautiful tapestry where all of us finally have a place to belong.
So we pay tribute today to a great woman, a great leader, who dreamt about joining people together. And may her dream be fulfilled as she'll be led to rest. Rest in peace, Dr. Diane Zeller.